Good morning. Ani, Bazu, Nagani, Anishnabekanini, Stacey Laforme, Disnakas, Credit Dunjaba, Mayinga Dodam, Mississauga, Anishinaabe Dowell. So I'm Gimma Stacey Laforme. I answer to chief as well, but chief is a colonial construct. So I do go by Gimma or Ogama, but out of respect, I answer to chief as well. I'd like to acknowledge the creator. I'd like to acknowledge the world around us and understand our place within it. I'd like to acknowledge the many nations that walk this land in the past, the many nations that walk it today, and welcome you to the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of Anishinaabe. Now, I know you're watching on Zoom, and it's, so you may not be on the treaty lands of the Mississaugas at this moment, but I think it's important that you always know where you stand. I'm pleased to be invited here today. People struggle with mental and physical and spiritual issues and illnesses, and we wonder why it's becoming worse and worse. And the simple part of the answer, because it is a complex discussion, but the simple part of the answer is because of the connection we share with all things and a connection we share with each other and the land. You can't have a healthy person if you don't have a healthy planet. We're just too interconnected. At one time, all people knew the value of the land, but over time we've forgotten, neglected, and took advantage. And some ask, why does it affect certain people more than others? Why does it affect certain nations? And the truth is, the deeper the understanding, the closer the connection. I mean, it affects everyone, and it will only get worse, causing more pain and more hurt, unless we find a way to reconnect, or to use a buzzword, unless we move to reconciliation with our planet, the Earth. Now, with our planet, Mother Earth. Now, as you know, we refer to our planet Earth as Mother Earth. And I want to read you a poem simply called Mother from the perspective of our Mother, the Earth. I'm a little leery about reading a poem now after that poem that was introduced in the beginning, but I'll give it a shot. So it's called Mother. Why do you hurt me when I have nothing but love for you? I have seen you crawl from the dark into the light. I have watched you learn to walk and then to fly. I have seen you squabble and fight. I have cheered for you and I have feared for you. I give freely of what is mine to give, yet you take more than I am able. You hurt me more and more. You ignore my pain and my cries. I am ancient, but I am not immortal. I have a time. Why do you seek to rob me of it? Through the years, I have been here for you and yours, for your grandmothers and their grandmothers, and even their grandmothers. And I would stay to see your children raise their children, but I cannot, for I am dying. I do not measure the passing of time as you do. Nevertheless, I know my time is coming, and it is soon. I love you, my children, but I fear I will fail you. And even though you have failed me first, anger is not in me, for I was created of love, as were you. Therefore, the toughest part of goodbye is knowing that you cannot go on without me, that your time will end far too soon, and no one will know. This great journey, this grand adventure called humanity, will be undone as if it never existed. I will care for you as long as I am able. Yet when the rivers no longer flow, when the trees die, when the wind rages and the storms come, know that it is not my anger, it is the end of the love I can no longer give, the love you can no longer take. It is my end, and sadly, it is yours. That would be where I'd wait for applause, but I see none's coming after this, so I'll move on. I took that from a perspective of a long time ago. I wrote another poem about a tree that survived and seen people come and go, and because humanity didn't do what was necessary to protect the planet, the humanity was removed from the planet and only the trees were left. But then I realized that in that poem, the world survived without us. But I realized that one thing about humanity, we will not go quietly. Everything you can dream up or imagine will be tried in science and everything else. So if we go, we'll take this planet with us. and that's a real shame. So I want to wrap up. I don't want to take up too much time, but I just want to say that I challenge you, instead of thinking of climate change as a problem to be solved, think of Mother Earth as a soul to be saved. So Miigwech, Bamapi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gimma. Much appreciated, and challenge accepted.